Well, hello, everybody. As I'm still welcoming people in, I am Sherry Fredericks, and I'm excited that you are here with us on our Dream Achievers team kind of weekly Zoom meeting. We've got some guests tonight, and we're excited to have Heather Bullinger talking about successful Facebook parties. But before we get into the topic, we always like to start out with a couple of victories, just kind of random business related. So if you have a business victory you would like to share, here's your time. We'd love to hear from you. Who would like to share? Big or small, people? Yes, Shelley.
I had a super fabulous event on Saturday, and I've got at least one person who wants to have a double dip party.
Ooh, a double dip party. What's that again?
It's when our new line comes out and you can shop from both catalogs.
I love
Hopefully,
it.
there's no price increases. That makes it tricky.
You know what? I don't think there is. I really don't think there is. As a diamond leader, we do talk about some of that stuff, and there was no indication of any price increases. Now, as long as you said that, July 25th, I believe, I got it in front of me, is the fall winter kickoff at 6:30, which is always recorded as well, but I have not heard anything about price increases. So that's good. Time for one more victory. Congratulations, Shelly, on a great event. I know you did well. That's always fun. Anything else? Anyone else? All right, well then we are going to talk announcements, and I wanted it to limit it to 3, but I'm going to talk about 5. So first, Party Palooza. If you haven't registered for in-person or virtual, you can still do the $49 option, have 4 weeks to watch it. And I believe you can sign up till August 1st. So keep encouraging your team members to participate if they would like. We have a foodie challenge going on our Dream Achievers page. It started today, open to all our Dream Achievers team members. I know I posted that really yummy, where is it? I can't believe I haven't made it yet. The Asian inspired chicken wrap that is in the cool down dinner is fantastic. So I think it's a 2-week challenge. Sorry, we made it up a couple weeks ago. And hashtag use TS, and then one person will get a $50 Visa gift card. So let's see what you're making using Tastefully Simple. Pictures are not optional. Pictures are required. So we can't wait to see. Okay, up next, Taste and Trends. Really, we call it kind of a food frenzy, is going to be at my cabin on August 19th. And it's always fun to gather locally and try and sample all the new products. Now, Angie Schaefer lives a ways from me, so maybe Angie or Rebecca will host their own. Get your team members together and sample the new products. On a Diamond Dialogue call today, I thought this was kind of a good idea. If you are going to Party Palooza, you really wouldn't have to wait. I mean, I'm doing it August 19th because I thought, well, everybody will have their consultant assortment. But if you're going to Party Palooza, or if you did the virtual VIP, remember you're going to get a box of fall winter products. So you could do it before that. I know Debbie Kimball was going to do hers August 11th. And we're like, how are you going to get the product? Well, you're going to have that if you've registered for one of those. So you could do it sooner rather than later. So think about that, create that energy. Tonight, about, I don't know, 6:30 or something, we found out about the Tuesday, what's that? Oh, someone was, this evening we found out about, Amazon Prime is Tuesday, Wednesday, Prime days, and Tastefully Simple has 2 days as well. So did anybody see what's going on? Yeah, seasoned salt and seasoned pepper is going to be $8 a piece, and if you order both the pair, it'll only be $15. So that's exciting. I think last year I know last year we did the onion, and I don't know, we did 2. I'm excited about that. What do you guys think? And then has anybody ordered the creamy queso yet? A lot of you probably earned it, but you can order that as well. So I'm excited to try that too. Okay, any announcements that I maybe forgot that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're not saying that? Nothing? Okay, well then next up is our product knowledge segment. This is where we talk about a particular product. We pick a fun consultant and she picks the product she wants to share. So tonight is Twyla Minter and she's going to talk about corn black bean salsa. So take it away, Twyla.
Hi, I know that this is one that it's been in the catalog for a long, long time, but it tends to get to the side and people, if they've tried it, they want it, but otherwise it's just not one of the regulars. So I thought I would talk about that tonight. I actually looked online. There's 36 recipes on my website for this product. Mostly dips or tacos. I actually sold 6 of them to one lady who was doing a taco bar at her church. So she wanted 6 of these to use for that. I use it on taco salad. That's my dressing on the taco salad. You can put it in your egg bake, make a Southwestern, makes a great Southwestern recipes. So that's mostly how I use it. But it's one that I don't always sample or anything at parties, but I thought people love it when they try it, even with just chips or with cream cheese and chips. So I don't know how anyone else uses it. I'm always open for ideas.
Twyla, I use it in a 7-layer dip.
Okay.
I take sour cream and cream cheese and mix it with Fiesta Party Dip mix and do that as my bottom layer. And then I put a small, I like cheese. I'm a cheese girl. So then I put a layer of cheese and then I put the corn black bean salsa. And then I do the liver, the lettuce, the tomatoes, and the onions.
Yeah.
No words today.
No words. Yeah. The other thing is it is gluten-free, and I do have several people that are gluten-free, and I actually have a niece that's celiac. So this is actually one of those products that she probably can't have it because it has the corn in it, but if they're just gluten, they can actually have this product. So I'm always looking for the no gluten ingredient products. So
Twyla, that's great. And I never thought about using it as the dressing on my taco salad. Duh. That's a great idea. Yeah. Makes great quesadillas. Isabel, our youngest daughter, used to make that all the time. Then she got mad when they changed the recipe. I'm like, who cares? But she liked to
she
make.
noticed.
She did, but she liked to make quesadillas out of it. So it's a great mild salsa. So any other questions for Twyla? Well, thank you, Twyla, for bringing the corn black bean salsa to life. Well, before I introduce Heather, I would like to take a picture. It's so fun to see so many people on here, but I would like to see double, right? So I am gonna, if you guys want to smile and look at the camera, everybody's smiling. I'm taking a picture. All right. Okay, thank you. So next up is our training topic. Now, Heather, where are you, Heather? You only have 20 minutes. That includes what you talk about and Q&A. Are you gonna be able to do it?
I don't know. That is going to be a trick. I did time myself, but you know I'm a talker, Sherry.
That's why I tease you
I have
with that.
notes
Okay.
so that I stay right on track.
Okay. So before I let you take over, I would like to introduce Heather. Heather is a silver leader from Bismarck, North Dakota. Did you know she's been with Tastefully Simple for 17 years? Wow. She's married to Scott, who's a wonderful husband. I know who he is. I think he's super cool. For 25 years, they have 3 sons, 21, 20, and 16. She's a boy mom.
I
Her
am.
favorite Tastefully Simple product is the Ultimate Steak Seasoning. Yum. And here's a fun fact. Heather lives at her lake home at Lake Sakakawea during the summer months. Is that where you're at right now?
Yes, that's where I'm at. Yes.
Okay, I wondered
We've been doing that for the past 15 years, actually. So it's been wonderful. I used to have all 3 of my boys up here with me all summer long. And then Scott would come on the weekends. Now it's just Ryan because the other two guys are working full time. So I have my youngest here with me and he's got a friend and they're out fishing right now. So I'm like, I'm on a meeting from like 8 to 8:30. So you have to be somewhere. And they're like, yeah, we'll go fishing. So
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Heather, thank you so much for your willingness to share. Heather's going to talk about successful Facebook parties, and I know I've got my notebook ready. So, Heather, and I tell you what, when it is 8:30, I'll just kind of let you know.
yes.
And then we'll just stop the, we'll wrap it up. So take it away, Heather.
All right. Well, I'm super excited to share it with you guys because it's kind of my passion for doing this. I actually enjoy online parties. I know a lot of people don't. But I want to put a disclaimer out there though. They're maybe not as easy as you might think they might be. So once you get a system, then they're simple. But having the system is what's most important. I feel like the system I've created and developed even prior to COVID. So this is what's working for me. There has been some changes throughout the last couple of years, I feel like a little bit. But for the most part, I've pretty much stuck to my system that I've had. I do almost all of my parties online. So I had 67 parties last year, and I think 5 of them were in person. The rest were all online. So I do get majority of my sales are all online. And I got 68 bookings from my 67 parties that were online. So I'm trying to get 2 bookings from each one, but at least I got at least 1 from each one. Now that's an average because I've had some that, you know how that goes where you'll get none and then you'll get maybe 2 or 3. So, but this is where I love to get my bookings is from my online parties. I do try to connect with my hosts. We had a Monday Jumpstart just not too long ago that talked about making your host feel special. You really, really can do that with your online party hosts as well. And when you do, you will develop really good relationships with her or him and their friends as well. So I just encourage you to just treat them really special. I'm going to share a couple of ways I do that, but I guess I'm going to start with host coaching. How I start, I actually was creating a folder tonight for my hosts. My online party hosts get a folder and I mail it to them or drop it off depending on where they live or how far away they are from me. Most of them get mailed. But inside, I always include my business card. I have a catalog for them on one side along with their gift. And then I have some documents and things here to help them. As far as a gift, I always give the $1.99 recipe book. I order these magnetic notepads from Amazon. They are dirt cheap. You get like 10 of them for, I don't know what it is. I mean, they're super cheap. So I always include one of those. And then I give them a dinner on me packet. This one happens to be for the Bacon Ranch cheeseburgers. So super cheap. But they love it. I always get comments from them like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to try that. So super, super cheap. Keep it inexpensive for yourself. But I do feel it's important again to make them feel special. So include a gift there. And then I also include their catalogs. I always ask them how many catalogs they need. And then sometimes they say 0 and sometimes and even if they say 0, I always give them 1 because they got to have one themselves. So, but I do ask them how many they need. This particular host said she wanted 3. So I've got 3 there for her. One tip I'm going to give you that has been actually a really great thing recently is I do include my on the back of my catalogs, I have my information. Is that it's so blurry. I'm sorry, guys. And then I have my Linktree QR code there. So I do have my printed out website. So if you can't read it, it's just my name, my phone number, email, and then it says scan code to shop and more. And then I do have my printed website, but I have that code there because that way, no matter where this catalog is, if they're shopping from a party, they can find their host on that link or wherever the catalog ends up, it will be an active link for them. So anyway, that's been great. So that's what I do for my hostess folder or packet. Inside there, I have a specific letter, just kind of outlining a few things for them. I always give them that gift, like I said, and a sample. Sometimes if they say they're going to be doing something like at their office, I will ask them if they'd like to prepare a few samples and bring it into the office or something like that. Most of the time people are just like, oh, that's okay. But sometimes people take me up on it. And so I'll send some samples if they do want to do that. And then I also, I guess I should maybe kind of show you because I do think some of these things are important of why I think the point is that you really are teaming up with your host. You're working together. It's not you doing the work and she just does nothing. So you really need them to feel like it is a party. You are teaming up to do this together. And that's why I think like the folder makes it just seem more professional, that they have committed to something here. So I have a letter inside for them. I have some tips on how to earn the most from their party. I always include a guest list, and this sometimes seems maybe kind of like old fashioned, but I feel like if they have that guest list, this is from, HQ documents and stuff. I feel like it kind of gives them that reminder of who they invited, who they followed up with. They don't always fill these out, but some people, it does have suggestions on the sides on who to invite. And I think that's a big important thing too, is because we all know when they don't invite a lot of people, they don't get a lot of orders. So I always include whatever the special offers are going on. And then I have a wish list. And this I really like for closing the party. So on this wish list, let me try to put my reverse here. I have 5 half price items listed, or spots for that. And then just the free product credit lines. I like them to use that. I just kind of go over and explain to them that they can, kind of scribble on and create their list. But when I close the party, I do have them just take a picture of that and text it to me. That way we aren't having to try to catch up with one another. I do, of course, talk to them on the phone if that's how it works best. But I think you might all know how it just sometimes is a little tricky to always get in touch with people. So I would just, I guess I really like that. It's been pretty convenient, and the hosts are really liking it too. I'll just say, fill out that wish list, and when you have your list ready, go ahead and text it to me or message it to me, and I'll get everything closed out. So that's kind of host coaching at the end, but okay, the folder, I always make sure that they understand everything in there if they have any questions. And then I also text them an invite to send. So I have them in, let's see, I better back up a little bit. I always create my parties in groups. I know there's been a lot of talk about groups and pages and things like that. I always do groups because you can go live from second one of creating the group. If you create a page for a party, you have to have established followers in order to go live. And so that can take some time, and that does not happen when you're doing a Facebook party. You'd have to have, it's like 100 some followers that you have to have before you can go live. So could you just record something? That would work too. I've just found that Facebook groups work well for me, and that's what I've just continued to do. So I create the Facebook group for them. I text them the invite. Let me back up a little bit. I'm trying to hurry, as you can tell. So I text them the invite, and in that invite, I tell them they can forward that to their friends that they have phone numbers for. In the invite, I have the Facebook group link, so they can go ahead and join the Facebook group through that link. I also include the party link. So for example, this is just a shortened version, but it might say something like, hey, Kelly, or let's see, if I send it to her, she's just supposed to be forwarded on. So it might say, hey, I'm super excited. I'm having a summer cookout, tastefully simple party online. I'd love for you to join the Facebook group that my consultant Heather has created. Join that here. If you'd rather not join the group, here's the link to order. Deadline date is whatever it may be. So I try to keep it pretty simple, but yet still kind of offering some information in there. So I do create an image. I know many of you are Canva like magicians, and I am like bowing down to you. I'm like, I don't know, you guys are all just amazing. I am more of the kindergarten style. I think I've told this to Sherry. Pic collage is my favorite, and it's totally like kindergarten level of Canva. So I use Pic collage just because it's super quick and easy for me, and I can just quickly change, but of course you can use Canva. If you guys are good at Canva, go for it. But I just create a little image, and that way some of that information is in the image because I'm visual. So when I get a text from somebody and there's like a visual there, that is like my deal. I'm visual. So I include that picture, and then they send that text off to their friends and family and whoever it is. I also tell them to use the invite button on the Facebook group. I know that that's kind of been one of those things like, no, just send them an invite. If they want an invite, then you share the group. But I'd actually tried it that way for quite some time, and the attendance was so low, and my parties were just low. So I'm like, no, forget that. I'm going back to my old way. And so I do have them use the invite button. but I also have them send that text, and that text is also sendable. They can send it through Messenger as well. So if they don't have somebody's phone number, they can send it through Messenger. So I think the invitations is a really big thing too. So you want your host to feel special, you're teaming up with them, but also that invitation style, inviting many different ways. And then that's also where that guest list comes in. There's like 50 lines on that guest list. We want them to be inviting a lot of people. And sometimes they think 20 is a lot. That's not enough. That's not a lot. They need to be inviting like 75 to 100 so that there's 30 some people in the group, because you all know how that works then too. So the more people they invite, the more orders they're going to get. And I am upfront with them about that. I do ask their permission to post on their profile. So I will post onto their profile, and that way I can include like either the trend video or some sort of, maybe my own images that I want to put on. When they do it, it always says tastefully simple, not found, because they put their party link on there and it's terrible. So I ask their permission to post on their profile or their wall, and they always say yes. And so I've never had anyone say no yet, but I do ask their permission. So you never know if there's some relation there of somebody else or something. So anyway, I just always ask, and that really helps as well, because I always include that group and the link. So again, if they don't want to join the group, how some people are just like, no, I don't want to join one more party group or anything like that, then they can just go ahead and order. So that's another thing. I make sure I share that the hostess planner link from my HQ. When you create your party, there's that link there, and I always make sure they have that. I usually send it right at the beginning, and then I send it again, like halfway through the party, or maybe even the first couple of days into the party, and just say, hey, just in case you forgot about that link, here's the link that shows you who's ordered, party sales, host rewards, those kinds of things. And then they're always like, oh, thank you, I couldn't find it again, or whatever it may be. So make sure you're sending that hostess planner link. I always make sure, back to the invites, sorry, I'm skipping around. I make sure that I send that invite at least 2 days before the party is actually starting. What I found is it takes them about 2 days to get the people into the group. And then that way, by day one of my posts, they're already all in there. Now, I do like to put some information into the group first. So some things that'll grab their attention, some interaction posts and stuff too, so that when they are in there for those kind of 2 days that are lingering when the party hasn't really started yet, they've got something to look at and be like, oh yeah, I want to pay attention to this, or I want to see what recipe she's going to share, or that kind of thing. So I have them invite 2 days before to make sure that they're in there when the party starts. I do have posts about, interacting. I ask my host to interact. I always tell her, like, the more you interact, the more your friends are going to see it, and it's more fun that way. So she'll have more fun with her friends when they're all interacting. And then this is kind of skipping ahead, but just again on the host coaching, I always send her another text reminder then that she can, or another text that she can send out to her friends and family as a reminder that, hey, guess what? My party's closing tomorrow night. Just wanted to remind you, everyone's busy, that kind of thing. So I'll include the party link in that one then. And then as far as extending a party, like deadlines and things, what I have found works the best is I stick to my 6 days that I do. Some people do 3, sometimes, some people do 5 or 6. I do 6. And I always keep it to the very end. And then if a host says, hey, can we keep it open a little longer? Of course, I will extend it a couple more days, but I really don't post a whole lot more than at that point. So I feel like the shorter it is, the better it is, less procrastination. And, sometimes it depends, like somebody might have like a payday coming up, or, something like that. So I obviously want to accommodate my hosts, but yet they don't know. So it's our job to kind of inform them, like, hey, this is what works best, or what I have found my hosts, are most successful when they don't, kind of drag it out too long. So now, as far as my post kind of strategy, let me check my timing. Okay. Like I said, I do groups, not pages or events. That works the best for me. And I don't know if you know this, but you can sort your posts, not with the little button and every time you log in, but actually as the group administrator, when you create a group, you can go to the group settings and you can scroll down to sort posts, and you can choose those posts to sort by newest activity, or most relevant. I never use most relevant because it's never the most relevant. So I choose mine. And again, this is in your admin or in your group settings when you're the admin of it. You go down to group settings and then you scroll to the posts, and it's you click to sort posts, and then I select newest activity. And the reason I did, you can choose new posts, and that way it keeps everything in order, like a Facebook page does, but it would keep everything in order. But then what happens sometimes though is like those this or that posts, or the how do you know your host, that kind of post, then those get lost. So I like to do newest activity. It still keeps it pretty much in order for people, but yet then they still see those interaction posts. It keeps things moving. So that's what works for me. The other thing I do when I create that group is I click on admin assist, and I always select the button that says admit, like if you're a friend and you have at least one friend in the group. That way, no matter whoever's being invited in, you don't have to sit and approve. The host doesn't have to approve or anything like that. So admin assist and then approve for one friend. So another fun thing that's really that I've kind of liked doing, and this is, again, it would be something maybe as a bonus, but you can change the color of your groups too. Not sure if you're aware of that, but you can do that under group settings as well. Okay, so for the kind of the meat and potatoes of the party, like I said, I keep my parties to 6 days. I post a different topic each day, and so I have what I call a party menu post, and then I always pin it to the featured section of the group. That way, they can always see it right there. They know what's going to be there. So I just have a different topic each day. I do post a lot. Some consultants might post quite a bit less. Some might post more. What I feel is the more recipes I can share, the more I am benefiting those people that are attending that party. And that's what I'm trying to help them do. I'm trying to help them put dinner on the table, which in turn helps my host earn more. And then of course, me earning more. But if I'm always trying to think of like, what can I do to help them? What can I do to solve a problem they have? To me, that would be providing some dinner ideas or entertaining ideas or whatever that happens to be. So I do share a lot of recipes. But when you are thinking about Facebook parties, and maybe if you're just getting started with them, I would think quality, not quantity. So make sure your posts are real high quality posts, rather than thinking, okay, I have to post like 40 posts. Just really try to think those ones that you are posting, make sure they're high quality and have great information and really drag people in, bring them in that way. So kind of focus on that. And I go live on every party. And that's why, again, I like to use the groups, because I like to go live. My live is about 15 minutes. And I know that's kind of long sometimes. Like you would probably want to live, like, most people have a very short attention span, but I feel like it's a party and it's my presentation. If we were at my host's house, I would be talking, I'd be sharing a little bit, that kind of thing. So how I kind of grab them into the live, I say secret ways to save when you order online. That's my little kind of grab line that I try to bring them in with. And then what I do is I share different ways to save. So of course the client special, which is not so secret, but the other things I'll share are like the get the pair, like that's what's going to be on sale for our Prime deals, the seasoned salt, seasoned pepper. Well, they may not necessarily see that if they're just scrolling through on Facebook or on the shopping link. So the get the pair, the make a magic duo, the sets, the combos, the assortments, I just kind of at least mention those. And then I usually grab my catalog and I will like pull out the seasonings assortment page as an example. And then I'll just show them, okay, so when you page through the e-catalog, because I post that to the featured section too. So I'll just say, when you see these little banners, this means Tastefully Simple has grouped this together and offered it to you at a discount. I'll point out the little $sign that's right there so that they know. So I always tell them, make sure you page through the e-catalog that I've got posted. You'll see secret ways in there to save. So sets, assortments, things like that. I will show them the value packs of the drink buckets, things, the seasonings, those kinds of secret ways to save. And then I show them about the meal kits. So I usually just kind of, I just pick up one of the recipe books, show them, just kind of flip through just to show them a little bit about the grocery list, how there's picture recipes inside. So I do that. I also talk about joining and hosting. I'll say, when you host a party, that's a great way to save. So again, my focus is on saving during that live. So I'll talk about hosting so that they can save, and then joining Tastefully Simple, creating a consultant account. They can earn more cash and save money that way too, and save money on their products that they're using. So, and then I do during that live, I know I'm coming to the end, sorry, here I am. So I do like to explain how they can get entered into my party prize drawing. I give a party prize away to every party. And it's one of those dinners on me like I had, and the $1.99 recipe book, that's all it is. So I can mail it to anybody and it's super cheap to do so. So I'll just tell them that how they get entered is by setting all notifications for the group when they interact in the party, place their order, and then if they book a party, they get 10 additional bonus entries. So okay, what else? I have more to share, but I understand it's 8:30. So let me know how you want to handle that, Sherry.
I think we can stay on for a couple of minutes and
Okay.
answer some questions. I'm going to lead with a quick question. How do you organize now that we don't have SynShare?
Okay, so I'm still using SynShare and I'm using the notifications.
Oh, do you like that?
At first, no, and now I'm getting used to it. So it was a big change, but for the amount of online parties I do, it is just it is what I'm doing at this point still. I know you could schedule through Facebook, but this is still the easiest for me. So, and I have found that now that I'm doing it, Fiani Filatico is another one. She's like, Heather, just do it. She goes, the notifications aren't too bad. And I'm like, okay. So I kind of went for it, and it has been working out pretty well. So, and that's since April. So,
good for you. We can talk about that later, but that's good to know because I've been scheduling them. I do a lot less posts, but God, it's a pain.
Yeah, it's a pain. So the notifications, at least, it is working, and how it kind of notifies you if you miss it or skip it. The next time the next one is scheduled, it'll show you there. So then you could post both of them at that time. So it's working out. It's working out.
Good,
So.
good. Well, we'll have to talk about that later because I'm intrigued. Rebecca, I know, had her hand up.
Yeah, Rebecca, you have a question?
I had the same question as Sherry, and
Okay.
I do want to hear more about that too, because do you do Tastefully Simple full-time, Heather?
I do, yes.
Yeah, so like I don't know how that notification would work for me with a job.
So you can set that when you want it. So how you would do it then is because even like for me at the lake, if I know, okay, I'm going to be fishing, I'm not going to be scheduling my stuff at that time. I just don't schedule any posts at that time. So for example, or like tonight, I have 2 parties running right now. I made sure that I don't have any posts coming through between 8 and 8:30 because I knew I'd be on with you guys. So I didn't want any of that happening. So I just made sure that those are scheduled for different times. So
Rebecca,
that still works.
If you work full time, which I know you do, what if you did one at like 7:15 a.m. and whenever you have your lunch, and then
Nothing's gonna happen in the morning. You don't want to know what goes on around here in the morning, getting kids ready for school.
You could still schedule them for, when it does work for you. So do all of your posts in the evening then, and you can be upfront with your party guests and just say, hey, you know what? I work full time, so I'm going to be posting in the evening. So check back every evening or check back in the morning. I'll have the post there from the night before when you're checking your phone in the morning. So a lot of people check their phones in the morning. So that would be an option too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else?
So you said you post a lot, Heather. What is a lot?
I post,
Per
I
day.
haven't really counted lately, but I probably have at least 15 posts a day, maybe more.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you
But
just
in
don't
the
mind. It's
post-
okay if they're all together, kind of. Like
Yeah, so
okay.
I guess for me, like in one post, I will have a ton of recipes. So I like to make sure they have recipes.
Yeah.
So that one post might have, so example would be magic chicken.
Mhm.
I share about the chicken, pork, and beef. So I'll have a post for a whole bunch of chicken recipes, a whole bunch of pork recipes, a bunch of beef recipes. Now you could shorten that down and do 1 chicken, 1 beef, and 1 pork and put it in one post if you wanted,
Hey,
just-
if it's working for you, I say do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the one other point or tip I kind of want to give is to make sure that you're putting the booking and sponsoring sprinkles in throughout your posts. And I could go into detail on that, but I know we're short on time. The other thing is what has really, really, really helped me is Oh, and don't forget, you don't have to have everything about Tastefully Simple. It can be other things too. So some of my most the highest interaction posts are like gas grill versus charcoal grill. And it boosts the algorithm. So go ahead, run with those. But one thing that has really helped lately, I've done this for probably about 6 months now, is I am creating a word cloud. Do you guys know what a word cloud is? Some of you probably do. It's just an app, and you type in all the words, it pops up a little picture, and I use it as a thank you. So let me back up just a moment here. How I utilize that for my best interest and the host, anyone that's in the group, I send them a message, and if they haven't ordered, and if they order, but it works really good for the ones that haven't ordered. I send them a message and just say, hey, I'd like to send Kelly a thank you for hosting the party. Can you tell me one word that you think of when you think of Kelly? And then they reply back. And then when they reply back with their word, then I can say, hey, thanks so much. I'll add this on. Her party closes whenever. Are you planning to order? Just so I have an idea. So that gives me that reach out with them without being salesy, because I'm asking about the word. So that's worked really well, and it's a way to make my host feel real special too. So that's worked. I've really been doing that lately. The way I get the bookings though is because I do text every single person that orders from the party, and I just invite them. I just say, I can give Kelly a half price item if you would like to book a party from hers. I'd love to get your friends together and share recipe ideas. Is that something you're interested in? And that is how I get my bookings. So I text every single person. So and sometimes they surprise me. So anyway, so that works really good. I send all my hosts a thank you. I send thank yous to my clients when they have at least an $80 order. And then I post that word cloud on the end, and then I invite them to my VIP group. So okay, I'm way over. So sorry about that. And any questions, I'm totally willing. And I understand though that you all need to get going too, but I'm happy to stay on if you have questions or want me to go into something else with more detail.
Heather, that's awesome. I think Angie had asked in the comments or in the chat, if you'd be willing to, what was it, Angie, share her documents in the host folder?
Like the host coaching stuff you're
Yes,
using.
absolutely. Absolutely. I'll share those.
Thank you.
Yep, I'll share those on there for you guys, and you can see. And yeah, feel free to run with them. I think they're all Word documents, so you can easily change them. So
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
Great,
Well,
thank you.
I'm going to end the recording, and then if you want to stick on, you sure can. Let me see. Oh, here we are. Nope, that's pause.